today we're making a sandwich. Okay, since today we're making a sandwich, we're not going to use that cap. We're going to use something that a proper chef would use. Okay, so the first thing we need is bread. So once you acquired your bread, you just plop it on your workbench and then you use a clamp. So if you never used a clamp before, it's pretty much to hold the bread in place when we're going to cut it. So you just like align it, you press this little button here, just put the bread in, like slow, and then just clamp it down so it will hold tight. Just like that. Okay, once you have your bread secure in your workbench, now you need a chainsaw because obviously in the woods we're not going to have a knife. So the chainsaw is our next best bet. I mean, obviously you're going to have like a better workbench than mine. The only thing I could find was just this thing. Just like that. And you can put a second one. Okay, now that you successfully cut your bread, now you just have to put the shit aside. We don't need it anymore because we already cut the bread. So unclamp the bread, like so. And as you can see, you got 1 and 2. That's pretty much what we need because we're going to be doing one sandwich. But if you're hungry enough, you can do more. You know, I just cut like 1 more. You can do like one extra one. Or you can just use the whole thing. Okay, now we have our bread on the workbench. Now the next thing we need is mayonnaise. The next thing we also need is some cheese. And the last part is some sausages. Okay, so this is optional, but if you do have them, pickles. It's like the best you can have in a sandwich. Okay, so the first thing we need is some mayo. So open up your shit. We're going to be doing 3 sandwiches today, or maybe just like 1. I mean, I'll see, or maybe I'll just like stack them up. So mayonnaise, you just throw this shit on there, on this, and on your last chunk of bread. Okay, so the next thing we need is sausages. Now, since we don't have a knife here in the woods, the next best thing is a clamp. So just put your sausage in, clamp this shit down, like so. Now just plop that shit on there, and then you use your other bread, just set it on like that. Okay, the next thing we need is some cheese. Now the cheese, since we don't have anything to, you know, cut it with, we're just gonna use the chainsaw. Now with one hand, grab the chain, with the other, just start melting the cheese off. Just like that. Now that we have our chunk of cheese, just throw it on there. Now we're just going to do a 3-layer sandwich, so we're just going to put this shit on. Okay, so the sandwich is pretty much complete. Pickles we're going to add later on. So just pick up your shit that you conveniently placed, just take it, and let's go. And we successfully made our sandwich. Now, I know a lot of people like sandwiches like a bit more crispy, so that's what we're going to do today. Okay, so in order to make a sandwich crispy, you need a special Pathfinder concoction. Just throw this shit on there, and the next thing you need to do is light that shit. Now it's going to make the sandwich a bit more crispy. Okay, now that the sandwich is crisping up, the next thing you need is some pickles. Now throw that shit on there. And there you go. Sandwich. Okay, now that the sandwich is a little bit hot, just put on a glove. Like so. And now you just pick up the pieces. You know, here's the bread. Here's the salami. More bread. Just like so. And don't forget the pickle. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of random. I mean, like every other in real life video. But hey, hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you guys for 15K. I really do appreciate it. And a massive thank you to anyone on Patreon. You guys are just amazing, man. Well, with that being said... So yeah. We also did a video on Hyper channel, which is going to be linked in the description or at the end of the... Bitch, I got chainsaw. Fuck you. We made a video on his channel, be sure to check it out, and yeah, that's pretty much it.